Early on in the season for Illinois, not a ton of expectations. They were kind of just laying in the weeds. Now they sit atop the throne, looking down upon their subjects as the leaders and for now, the kings of the Big Ten West. But with that comes another target. They are the hunted right now in the Big Ten West. Great time to subscribe to the channel. Big Ten content every single day. Always crush that like button. So now Illinois has a target on their back. Now everybody's telling you how great you are. Everybody's telling you, well, maybe now Purdue doesn't look as good. And it's Illinois and everybody else in the Big Ten West. The pressure is on Brett Bielema and the Fighting Illini. Can they handle the expectations of being called a good team? Can they handle the expectations of having this outstanding defense? You've got all the pressure on you right now at Illinois. You know you got a tough game coming up against Michigan. So you got to take care of business within the division. And then you got a team right now in Nebraska. There's nothing to lose. A coach that's trying to go out there and become the permanent head coach. And he's going to let her fly against the Illini in more ways than one. Because for the Nebraska Cornhuskers to be successful against Illinois, you got to hit big plays. Imagine this, because I can't imagine it, but this is kind of the other side of it. Can you imagine Nebraska methodically going down the field, 8 to 10 play drives, getting the ball into the end zone? Running game, passing game. It's hard for me to imagine that against that great Illinois defense. But you know what I can imagine in terms of an offensive output for Nebraska? I can imagine a 1-yard gain on first down. I can imagine an incompletion on second down, and I can imagine a 40-yard gain on 3rd and 9. That's what I can imagine, and that's kind of what we saw against Purdue. This wasn't an offense. Look, you looked at the first downs. I think Purdue was doubling up Nebraska in first downs, but man, those big chunk plays that Casey Thompson was able to hit down the field to Trey Palmer is what kept Nebraska in that game. If they weren't able to hit those big plays, this would have been a 2 or maybe even a 3-score victory for the Nebraska Cornhuskers. So if I'm Illinois, I'm like, all right, we got to take Trey Palmer out of this game. We can't let Trey Palmer beat us. That's got to be it right there. I believe they can do it. They've got great defensive backs back there. Witherspoon, Brown, Kendall Smith. I'll talk about him later here in this video. But man, you take away Trey Palmer, you do your best to take him away. You leave your other defensive backs on an island, and it's a great time for these other Nebraska wide receivers to really step up and really have a big day. That's how Nebraska stays in this game, with the big play. If they can't hit it down the field, I think they're going to have a tough time staying with the Illinois Fighting Illini because, man, that Husker defense, to put it kindly, it's just not very good. They're dead last in the Big Ten in a lot of categories this season, and I think the big news for Nebraska right now, Nick Henrich, one of their starting and better linebackers this season, out for the remainder of the season. So this was already a rush defense that was not good, and now, you know, you lose one of your top linebackers, and now it's going to get a lot worse for Nebraska. Look what happened against Purdue. Devin Mockapee. Now, Devin Mockapee, I think, is a good running back in the Big Ten. I don't think he's a great or an elite running back in the Big Ten. He's a good running back. He ran for 178 yards against this Nebraska defense. Like, you look at what Purdue did against Nebraska, and then you look at what Purdue did against a better Wisconsin defense. You saw the difference, especially in the running game. And Illinois, you're licking your chops. Because you look at that and you say, oh, we can run the football. Chase Brown is going to get it, and he's going to get it all afternoon long. That's exactly it. Tommy DeVito, turn and hand. Tommy DeVito, turn and hand the ball off to Chase Brown until they stop you. Because I don't think it's going to be very often that they're going to be able to stop Chase Brown. Look, this Nebraska defense has had trouble with missed tackles, and when you got Mr. Tree Trunks for thighs in Chase Brown running through tackles, it could be a very long day for that Nebraska defense. I want to talk quickly about something else. I want to talk about this Illinois defensive line. They've got some hunters in there. They've got Johnny Newton. They got Keith Randolph, and to be honest with you, Thanksgiving is right around the corner. They're going to gobble up that Nebraska offensive line. That's why Nebraska, I said this before in previous videos, their best case scenario on offense, quick throws in this offense. They need to try to isolate. They need to try to get rid of the ball 1 second, 2 seconds. Quick passes, get it to your athletes in space and let them do the rest. You know, I talk about the big play going down the field. It might have to be a lot of yak yardage for Nebraska because I can't imagine this offensive line letting Casey Thompson go back there for 2.5 seconds, 3 seconds, and letting these routes develop to get downfield. It's just, I just don't foresee that happening against this really good Illinois pass rush. And this is an awesome Illinois pass rush. They only trail Michigan for the most sacks in the Big Ten. Nebraska, they're not great in terms of pass protection. We know the troubles that Husker offensive line has had this season. I said it in the Nebraska-Purdue reaction video. You get what you get. You get the good with the bad with Casey Thompson. You get a guy that can hit really nice, accurate throws down the field, but you also get a guy that throws interceptions. You also get a guy that can turn the football over, and this is an Illinois defense that can take the football away. 3 Illinois defenders have 2 or more interceptions this season. Kendall Smith, top 5 right now in the Big Ten in taking the ball away via the interception. Look, you can talk about as many stats as you want. I think the thing is, this is a great Illinois defense. You need to try to limit the Nebraska big play, and Illinois is going to have a good day. Control the clock. Control the time of possession. Run the damn ball, baby. That's how Illinois is going to win this football game. Let's talk about the top defense and the worst defense. I'm going to finish up with this because this is crazy stat in my opinion. Illinois' defense is giving up just 8.9 points per game on defense this year. That's tops in the Big Ten in scoring defense. Nebraska is giving up 31.3 points per game. Oof. This could maybe be a long day for that Husker defense. I want to know what you guys think. Do you think Nebraska can pull the upset? Can they hit those big plays against this Nebraska secondary? Or will this be business as usual? Will Illinois be laser focused and keep it going and keep it moving and stay atop the Big Ten West? Let me hear your thoughts and predictions in the comments below. Make sure you subscribe to Big Ten Ted. I'm Big Ten Ted, and we'll see you in the next one.